All right, let's move over to the Chrisleys because, as we know, Julie and Todd Chrisley, they are in prison like Jen Shaw. Um, and apparently they're not doing so hot, which is not, I mean, I'm conflicted about the Chrisleys, right? Because obviously they have been charged with multiple fraud charges, right? Tax evasion, bank fraud, all of these charges that have been tackled on against them. And it's unfortunate. I know a lot of people want to believe that they're innocent, and I know the Chrisleys are maintaining that they're innocent. They did go to trial. They were found guilty. They did lose at trial, and it doesn't look like their appeal is looking too promising. So that's where it's a little hard because it's like, listen, we followed the justice system through. It's not like Jen Shaw, who pled guilty and owned up to it. The Chrisleys are still maintaining their innocence, but they were found guilty, So that's the part that's a little hard and conflicting. But Savannah, their daughter, posted on Instagram for Mother's Day, and she said, Mother's Day, this one hit hard. I've been dreading the holidays. First it was Easter, then Dad's birthday, now Mother's Day, and on the 17th, it'll be Gray's 17th birthday. A lot of firsts happening, and frankly, I hate it. I'm angry. I hold it all in pretty well. I've mastered the art of compartmentalizing. I may be 25, but I miss my mama so bad my heart hurts. And she says that, this made her family and her parents stronger, and it's made their bond even stronger. Like, it's hard watching them go through this, right? Like, the Chrisleys are really likable people, and that's where I'm kind of conflicted because it's like, yeah, it's, there's the scandal of it all. And, like, here's the thing, too. And I think Bethany made a really good point about this with Kim Zolciak and Croy, right? Where she said, when you put your life out there and you put your life on reality television and you open yourselves up to it, we're in it for the good and the bad, right? If you show us all of the good, then we're going to ride with you through all of the bad as well. And so that does come with judgment. That does come with criticism. That does come with people having opinions. Like, people are going to have opinions about you flashing your wealth, and people are going to have opinions when you have to go to prison because we found out that the wealth wasn't genuine. So I get both sides of the coin, right? And I feel like I want to believe that the Chrisleys are innocent because they say that they're innocent, but at the same time, it's also just like, but they were found guilty, And so I don't know if they genuinely believe that they're innocent or they're trying to mask for it or what the situation is. But it does break my heart to see that they are struggling, and that this does affect their kids. I know they have the little girl, Grace, or Chloe. What's her name? Chloe? Why am I thinking Grace? But they have the little girl, and then they have, Savannah. 25 is still young, Gray is still very young. He's a teenager. These kids still kind of need their parents. I know I was a little rough on Jen Shaw's kids, but I mean, Jen Shaw's kids are older. They're, 18, I think, is the youngest one, which is still tough and challenging, but again, she pled guilty and owned up to her crimes. The hard part is the Chrisleys are still very much maintaining their innocence. But even Chase opened up on his podcast about his parents and their living conditions in prison because he's tired of people saying that they're like in posh prisons. He says that their conditions are so shitty too. Like, everybody acts like my dad's in some country club, and that's not the case at all. And so he has a podcast. It's called Chase and Birdies. His name is Chase. He said, I mean, they got black mold, and my mom's place is even worse. She doesn't even have air conditioning. I mean, I get it. He's young, but like, come on. How do you expect to have air conditioning in prison? It's just, we're not staying on vacation, but also I get it because it's like there's the inhumane side of it of like, well, these still are people. I get it that they've committed crimes, but it's like, I don't know. It's complicated. It's layered. It's not black and white. It's a gray situation. But I don't think it's wise for us to also, because I see a lot of people being like, showing so much empathy. I mean, not just empathy, but like wanting to, defend them so much. But it's like, according to the judicial system, they broke the law and they committed crimes and they put themselves behind bars. So we can have empathy for the fact that this is probably really challenging for the families, but also understand that like they broke the law. I know they're saying that they're innocent and they're saying that they didn't, but again, there was a trial. They went to trial. They lost. So it's not that simple as, well, we want to believe that they're innocent because they said that they're innocent. You can say that you're innocent, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you are innocent. But the hard part too is it doesn't seem like they're adjusting well to prison. The Daily Mail is claiming that Julie, she is not well, bitch, in the words of Dorinda. So a source claims that she has broken down in prison and that she's not doing well at all. And she's even starting to lose faith in the appeal, and that she feels like Todd is the one that pushed her to commit the crimes, to, project this wealth that they were trying to show people that they had. And so she's having a really hard time adjusting to it. And I get it, when you live a very posh life and then you suddenly have to go into prison, like it is going to be an adjustment. But Savannah revealed that she's keeping daily diaries. Julie, she's keeping daily diaries, and I'm thinking this possibly may be a way for her to write a book in the future. An Andy Cohen diaries style book, Diaries from Prison. Teresa Giudice did that. I'm pretty sure Jen Shaw is going to do something similar to that. Julie, as we know, is currently serving her 7-year prison sentence. She's in Lexington, Kentucky. And then we have Todd, who's over in Pensacola, Florida. He has a 12-year prison stint. That's a really long time. That's a really long time. But again, look at Jen Shaw. She decided to cut a plea deal, and she's only serving 6.5 years. And I know she's living her best life. She's got her jewelry and her earrings. I don't know if they have air conditioning, and I don't know about the black mold, but Jen Shaw seems to be living her best life from prison. So she seems to be really embracing this new prison life. And I guess when your circumstances are what they are, you kind of just have to embrace it. It sounds like, according to Savannah and her podcast, that they're making this new normal their new normal, and adjusting the best way that they can. So we'll see what happens, but love to Julie. I know it's rough, Julie, and I still think we need to hold you accountable for breaking the law, for breaking some big laws, and for essentially stealing $30 million. But yeah, love to everybody involved. Mother's Day, it's hard, the first Mother's Day, knowing your mom's in prison. I'm sure it's the same thing for Jen Shaw's boys. They still love their mother. That's always going to be their mother. And so, I don't know. I'm just in a compassionate mood today, you guys. 1-800-BOYS-LIE. They send you to prison. Ask Teresa Giudice. Poor Julie. But that's all I got for you. Or that's what I got for you this week.